Hi, my name is Joe Wolf, and I'm here to read a children's story today. And the story I chose to read was called Swimmy by Leo Lionni. And this story is about a fish with another school of fish. And I'll begin here now. A happy school of little fish lived in a corner of the sea somewhere. They were all red. Can you see them all? They're all red in the picture here. And only one of them was black, as a mussel shell. He swam faster than his brothers and sisters. His name is Swimmy. See, there's little Swimmy there. He's black and all the rest of them are red. Now, one bad day, a tuna fish, swift, fierce, and very hungry, came darting through the waves. In one gulp, he swallowed all the little red fish. Only Swimmy, who was black now and fast, escaped. And here he is. We have a picture of Swimmy all by himself because the big fish, tuna fish, ate all the little red fish. Now Swimmy, he swam away in the deep wet world. He was scared, lonely, and very sad. But the sea was full of wonderful creatures, and he swam from marvel to marvel. Swimmy was happy again because he was out exploring the bottom of the sea. He saw a medusa made of rainbow jelly. You can see that there. A lobster. He saw a lobster who walked about like a water-moving machine. Strange fish pulled by an invisible thread. So Swimmy, this little black fish, was kind of all by himself in the sea with all these other fish and creatures. And here he is here, a forest of seaweed growing from sugar candy rocks. And you can see how pretty sometimes it is in the bottom of the ocean there. And an eel whose tail was almost too far away to remember. Then, hidden in the dark shade of rocks and weeds, he saw a school of little fish, just like his own. See them all over here? They're all hidden in there. Let's go and swim and play and see things, he said happily. We can't, said the little red fish. The big fish will eat us all. But you can't just be like that, said Swimmy. We must think of something. So Swimmy, he was all worried because all these little red fishies that were hiding over here, he was afraid the same thing was going to happen, and so were they, that happened with all the other little red fishies. So they're trying to figure out what to do here. Swimmy thought and thought and thought. Then suddenly he said, I have it. We are going to swim all together like the biggest fish in the sea. So here he is, and he's starting to get the red fish to come out, the little fishies, and here he is down here leading the pack, getting them all out into the open. He taught them to swim close together, each in his own place. So you can see here he's starting to form a big fish, but he's starting to get them to swim next to each other. And here he is back here. So he's teaching these little red fish how to swim and make themselves look like a silhouette of a big bad fish. And when they had learned to swim like one giant fish, he said, I'll be the eye. So you can see in this picture here, what's it look like? Looks like a big fish with a tail and a mouth and fins. And then that big black eye, that's little Swimmy. And you see how it looks like a big bad fish? And so they swam in the cool morning water and in the midday sun and chased the big fish away. You can see the big fish here. These are all a lot of little fish chasing away a big fish. They found a way. They overcame and found a way to chase away the big fish. So that's the story about Swimmy. And there's just a few things we want to remember about the story. At the beginning of the story, the book talked about how Swimmy was different than the other little fishies. And you guys want to think about how he's different, I'm going to tell you. But the difference is he was fast and he was black instead of red. And then Swimmy was all alone. And how does he respond to the new situation of being all alone? Well, he kind of swam through the ocean floor and he saw what other creatures were there, and then he came upon a big, a bunch of fish, little fishies, red fishies. And so he went over and he started to play and have fun, and he got them to get rid of their fear and come out and join him. And then he had to come up with a plan to make them not fearful to go out into the ocean floor and swim. So the fear, what he did with the fear was he got them all to form the silhouette of a big fish, and they chased all the bigger fish away, and that way they had the ocean floor and they could continue on without fear. So that's the story about Swimmy today. Thanks for listening.